April 19th, 11 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Jesus
It's
Christ.
courting time.
Got green hair.
He looks like the Joker.
Yeah.
I'm the Joker, baby.
Want to know how I
He's
got
one
these
mental
scars?
illness away from telling us how he got these scars.
Oh
Want to know how I got these scents?
Court is back
Why
in
so
session.
serious?
Our next witness is... What the fuck is this?
Taking a call. What the?
Yes, I'm acting on behalf of the mayor in this very important matter. Yes. Yes, oh, I know I'm beautiful.
It seems the witness is predisposed at the moment. Didn't anyone take your phones off you when you entered the court? You're not allowed in courtroom.
Surely you jest. I will hold you to your promise, remember that. Oh, my deepest apologies. This is Florent Labelle, personal aide to Mayor Tenma, or should I say, the accused.
Ouch. Like the poor mayor hasn't suffered enough.
Well, what business do you have with me? I'm a very busy man, so let's make this as brief as possible.
Your boldness.
Ah, right. Mr. Fulcher's testimony has revealed a hole in your alibi. And for this reason, you are suspected of having some sort of connection with the case at hand.
To think I'd be associated with this entirely lurid affair. Well, I'm not. So may I go now? I have very important matters to attend to.
Objection! Objection! I don't think so, Mr. Labelle. Do you realize what a serious crime you've committed?
Witness, you are being accused of perjury. This is your chance to clear the air.
Fine. The truth is, I faked my alibi for a very good reason. The mayor was obviously the killer, so I created a fake alibi to confuse the matter. You see, as his personal aide, I felt I had to protect him. Story!
You think this is funny? Without your alibi, you're a suspect too. What were you really doing at the time of the crime?
A peasant! How dare you accuse me, one of the beautiful people?
Stop stalling and tell the court what you were really doing at the time of the crime.
Silence. Enough jabbering. Swords have been drawn. The time for talk is past.
Swords? What swords?
This is a duel to the death. The fate of the accused rests in our hands. Be gone, ye of cowardly heart! The battlefield hath no place for ye!
Again?
Oh my.
Spare me, please!
So much for sturdier shackles. Ah!
Those chains hindered my vow that heads would roll this day.
This gives keeping your head on in court a whole new meaning.
Will the witness please deliver the accused's death knell? You know of what I speak.
Most certainly. His goose is already cooked. Time to stick a fork in him.
Whatever he has to say can't be good.
As I told Prosecutor Blackwell during the recess, I rushed right over to the fox chamber when I heard little Jinxie scream.
What?
Then, drumroll please. Doogie 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 doogie. I saw Mayor Tenma opening the forbidden chamber doors. Sniff sniff.
But...
There you have it. The mystery man who opened the chamber door, as witnessed by one Phineas Filch. It was the accused. There was never any third party.
Oh, and that's not all. I heard something quite startling there at the scene of the crime.
Startling? It sounds bad.
The mayor, who was barely conscious, muttered this. Forgive me, Jinxie. I killed the alderman.
Fuck.
That's right. The mayor actually confessed to the murder right then and there.
Ugh.
He confessed?
There was no evidence of that. Screw you.
Now, does he know that? Jinxie never told anyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Order! Order in the court! This is quite conclusive testimony if it stands.
Just so, and quite astonishing, I might add. I only learned of this fact during the recess.
What?
I just love surprises, don't you? That's why I saved the best for last. Consider it a gift from me to you.
No way. I don't believe Mr. LaBelle heard the mayor confess.
But is this really true? Did Mayor Tenma really confess?
It is indeed. During that last recess, I confirmed it with the mayor's daughter. It would seem Mayor Tenma actually did confess.
That testimony is quite favorable to the prosecution's...
Bonds?
Mrs. LaBelle. Yes, I called earlier about the party reservations. That's right, and I'll be calling my little shindig Mayor Tenma's Conviction Gala. A splendid time is guaranteed for all but the mayor and his defense.
Well, as it seems our witness is very busy, man, let's get right to his testimony. Mr. LaBelle, please tell us what you saw when you came upon the scene of the crime.
Witness testimony. What LaBelle saw.
I was in the hallway hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession. Upon learning of her father's crime, little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. Immediately after that, the mayor came to, stood up, and opened the forbidden chamber. As I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison. In shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, to the one with the phone at the end.
I must say, this is a shocking revelation. Quite unexpected. To think the defendant actually confessed then and there to his crime.
Perhaps the guilt was too much to bear, so he confided in his daughter.
You do realize you should not have withheld such crucial testimony from the court.
Once again, sorry. It's just, I feared being accused if I mentioned coming upon that most unpleasant scene.
Why did the mayor's confession have to be brought up by this guy?
We better do something before the judge declares the mayor guilty.
As a death row inmate once told me in years gone by, there is a time to fight and a time to yield, a time to live and a time to die.
He's laying it on real thick now.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Cross-examination. What the bell saw.
Okay. In the hallway, hiding in the shadows, that's when I heard the confession. By the way, like, if you guys notice something I don't, call it out for the people who haven't played.
It's not present anywhere that we can see, but for some reason I feel like there's a window at the end of that hallway.
Yeah. Do you think it's a press kind of situation?
I mean, you could, but there's no way we can prove it either way.
Okay.
I feel like we've just seen it in like a flashback or something.
On learning of her father's crime, little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. Immediately after that, the mayor came to, stood up and opened the forbidden chamber. Hold it! He opened the forbidden chamber? But why would he do that?
Who knows? Maybe he wanted to free the demon Tenmataro.
Objection! The courtroom is no place for fairy tales. Remember, you are under oath.
Hello, LaBelle speaking. Yes, I will certainly explore the matter. Toodles.
Oh my god.
Now, where were we again?
You were going to tell us the real reason why the mayor opened the forbidden chamber.
Oh, yes, of course.
Oh my god.
Hello? Yes, this is LaBelle. Thank you for conveniently calling me right in the middle of this testimony. Good one, sir. You're an absolute riot. Okay, bye. You were saying?
Fuck this. Never mind. This is a waste of time. He's just gonna tell more lies.
The witness will focus on his testimony, not his phone calls. The judge will focus on the case. Now tell the court what you did after you saw the mayor open the forbidden chamber.
Well, after that...
Put down that polish, Your Honor. I see what you're doing.
I must
So
keep my
right-
head in good shape.
And the demon emerged from his prison. In shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, the one with the phone at the end. Hold it! So, after you fled into the hallway with the phone at the end, Tenmataro ran towards the foyer.
Precisely.
Notice any inconsistencies, Apollo?
Well, Jinxie also saw Tenmataro, right?
She did. She said they passed each other in the hall after she made that call to the police.
Well, if LaBelle had fled down the hall where the phone is, Jinxie wouldn't have seen him when she was returning from making her call.
Oh, right. And if she saw him, she would definitely ask him for help.
Right. It just doesn't make any sense. Time to review the evidence.
If we don't find a way to poke a hole in his testimony, Mayor Tenma is good as guilty.
This is bad. Very bad.
We need to find an inconsistency, a mistake, some kind of conflict.
It's all over if we can't find a flaw in the prosecution's case. Okay. Is it Jinxie's statement at the final statement? From what they said.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Sounds reasonable.
Well, they don't seem to match.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Objection! Florent LaBelle, you're lying about having witnessed those events from the hallway.
What on earth do you mean?
It's
Sorry.
gone. Yes, care to fill this in with the rest of us in, Mr. Justice?
Apologies, Your Honor. If Mr. LaBelle had really fled into the hall with the phone in it, he would have crossed paths with Miss Tenma.
What's this?
After she discovered the crime scene, she immediately went to call the police. Then, after making her call, she went back to the main hallway, whereupon she encountered the demon, yokai, or whatever you want to call it. As for me, I call Phineas Filch in a Tenmatara costume. The encounter happened right here, where the hallways meet. As for Mr. LaBelle, if he had fled there, feigning an escape from the yokai imposter.
Why, yes, the two would have crossed paths.
Right, except Miss Tenma told us that there was no one else in the hall. In short, Miss Tenma did not see you in the hall because you were never really there.
Oh, my eyes! My beautiful eyes!
Ha! Not such a fabulous scent now, is it?
But Mr. Justice, the witness also stated that he heard the mayor confess. If he was lying about hearing the confession from the hall, then where was he when he heard it?
Inside the Fox Chamber. Where else?
But isn't that within the very crime scene?
Yes, it is, Your Honor. And it means he is not really a witness. Rather, he's the third party I've been alleging this whole time.
What? You think I'm the killer? How dare you?
Silence! Foolish fop. A true man knows when he is beaten. A shield of lies comes to naught before a foe with a sword of truth bared.
Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you? I thought we were on the same side.
You are mistaken. There are no sides here save for my cold, steely edge of judgment. You are alone upon this battlefield, with naught but your lies and sickly sweet perfume.
That's good. Whoa, what just happened? Blackwell's really tearing into it.
You heard the mayor's confession from the inside, did you not? You deviant dandy. For the sole location from which you could have seen and heard the mayor and the Tanuki, without either of them noticing you were there in the Fox Chamber.
Oh my. So that's how it's going to be. Fine, I'll come clean then.
Seriously? You admit to being there in the Fox Chamber?
I do. I did enter the room after the murder. But I was afraid of being falsely accused, so I lied about it. I feel terrible about lying like that, but it's a verbal cologne I use to protect myself.
You better explain yourself, Mr. LaBelle.
Yes, of course. I was just about to get to that.
The witness is skating on thin ice. I'll remind you that perjury is a very serious crime. Now, let's hear your testimony again, this time without your perfume of lies.
Witness testimony. In the Fox Chamber.
I did enter the Fox Chamber after the murder. But I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left. I heard the mayor groan and hid behind the folding screen there. What I saw there up close, it was absolutely horrifying. So you see, I was there, but merely watching from behind the screen.
From behind the screen? Why, yes, I believe you wouldn't be spotted if you were there.
Just so. You could see everything without being spotted by the victim or that Tanuki Filch. Suffice to say, he was a mere witness to the events rather than an actual third party.
This guy's as slippery as an eel.
Apollo, what do you think he's telling the truth?
Oh, well, he was in the Fox Chamber, so at least that much must be true.
The defense may cross-examine our slightly voyeuristic witness.
That's good.
Cross-examination. In the Fox Chamber.
Right, okay. Hold up. When... Remind me... Okay, so... Yeah, okay, this has to be about the folding screen, right? Because if he hid behind the folding screen, didn't he say the mayor opened the, would open the Fox Chamber? If he did that, he would have to fold the screen, which means he would see him, right?
You don't need to fold the screen to
The screen's a
activate that.
hint.
It's just the clue that leads you to it.
Right, okay. Yeah, okay, I thought you had to do both. Right, gotcha. Okay. Well, that screws my thing. Shit. I heard the mayor grow and hid behind the folding screen there. I'm just looking at evidence right now.
We don't have any statement from Jinxie herself that says he passed out immediately afterwards. Because that's what she told us, was that he confessed and then passed out.
Right. I'm gonna press this one. Hold it! Wait a second. Why did you hide yourself?
Oh my, so you do understand.
I do?
By hiding, I was concealing my fabulous beauty, which, for the sake of the universe, is something I should never ever do. That's what you were thinking, right?
This fucking guy. I'm sensing a black hole of egocentricity forming around the witness stand.
We can deliberate his mental process another time. Get on with the testimony. Now!
Well, regarding the murder scene,
Okay.
This is probably a press, to be honest. On
Yeah.
something.
But I saw
probably
the...
something that's vague.
Oh. Hold
Did
it!
you see that was, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't tell us. Could you describe the crime scene in a bit more detail?
Hmm? And what exactly would you like details about?
Well, what I'd like to talk to you about is... I guess... the Forbidden Chamber? Oh, wait, hold on.
We've established thus far that we know that the feathers weren't there before Tenmataro ran
Ran
through the room.
But what if he slips up if I ask him about this?
Well, do also keep in mind, he said, the sight was absolutely horrifying.
Yes.
We're asking about what he saw overall right now.
Yeah, what is so horrifying?
Oh, I guess the murder weapon.
Yeah.
Could you describe the state of the weapons that have been used at the scene?
The spear had been thrust all the way through Alderman Cuby.
Oh yeah, I just remembered, yeah.
Then there was that statue the Alderman used to bludgeon Mayor Tenma. That incredibly inspiring symbol had fallen to the floor.
Alright, the statue. But why would he find it inspiring? Ah. What exactly why exactly did you find the statue inspiring?
Well, when I saw that statue...
I've got you, you bitch.
I am not a bitch. I felt as if the merger had been realized. It was like... a celebration of union between town and village. An inspiring symbol of goodwill.
A broken statue next to a bloody corpse. Real inspiring.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider this statement to be of any importance?
Is it important?
Yeah.
You're damn diggity right, it's important.
Neighborino?
I believe that it's extremely important, and I request that it be added to the testimony.
statue had fallen to the floor. It was a token of goodwill celebrating the municipal merger.
I
No,
got
but
you
you
now,
said
you
the-
fucking moron, bitch!
Yeah.
It's with the statue. It's not a separate bit of evidence. Okay.
It's basically 2 in 1.
Yep. And objection! Your lies have finally betrayed you, Mr. LaBelle.
What possibly could you mean?
You said that this statue was like a celebration of union between the town and the village. Is that correct?
It is indeed. But what of it? The two yokai are joining hands in goodwill. As if they were celebrating the municipal merger. Mm, Something the matter?
So, how do you really know this statue was meant to be a symbol of goodwill again?
What?
Justice Dono, explain yourself, and make it quick.
This statue was meant to symbolize goodwill in its original form, but that was a secret.
Secret? Whatever do you mean?
What I mean is that it broke when someone used it to strike Mertemma on the head. What's left clearly makes it look like two yokai are battling it out.
Ape,
The statue's secret and true form were lost inside that locked room. For Miss Tenma is the only living soul who should know what it once looked like. So, Mr. LaBelle, where could you have possibly seen that statue in its original form?
what do you mean, where?
The only possible answer is this. You saw the statue in its original form. Right there, in the room where the alderman was murdered, before it was broken!
How dare you?
Mr. Justice, are you accusing the witness of some sort of crime?
Yes! Yes, I am! Florent LaBelle, I accuse you of the murder of Alderman Rex Cuby!
Oh, oh.
Oh my dear.
Oh, I got the Ace Attorney high! Let's go!
Order! Order!
Sorry, Your Honor.
Mr. LaBelle, you've been accused of murder. Do you have anything to say in your defense?
How could you possibly accuse me, the embodiment of beauty?
Way to go, Apollo. This is the conclusive evidence we needed. Magnifico.
We've got you now! We know you killed Alderman, now admit it!
I...
Silence! Enough of your silly games, Justice Dono. This prancing peacock could not possibly be the killer.
Objection! What are you talking about? His alibi has already crumbled to dust. And I just proved that he was in the Fox chamber while it was still locked tight.
Silence! Why could he have not seen the statue in its true form before the murder? After all, he was close friends with the alderman. Ergo.
Yes, that's right. I clearly remember it now. Alderman QB told me about it. About what the statue actually looked like. I mean, he was a good friend of mine.
Yeah, right. He wouldn't show you a secret gift like that.
Moreover, it has already been proven that he was not present at the scene of the crime.
It has?
Forgotten, have we? Recall the little scamp's statement, if you will. When Jinxie Tenma unlocked the Fox Chamber, she saw the Alderman and the Mayor collapsed therein, and no one else.
Oh, dang it.
The fact is, it was you two who made that apparent yesterday in court session. Thus, Florent LaBelle could not possibly have been in that locked room.
Ugh. 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 I just don't get it. How could Jinxie not have seen LaBelle?
The proof is incontrovertible. No room for debate exists. Am I not right, Your Boldness?
It does seem awfully conclusive. The facts point to the defendant and victim being the only people in that locked room. Moreover, the defendant has already confessed.
Objection! I mean, objection!
Silence! You cannot defend the indefensible. Your role in this charade is over, Justice Dono.
But...
Your boldness. This trial would last an eternity if we were to keep crossing blades with these simpletons. It is high time you brought down the hammer of justice.
A point well made. I believe it's time to declare a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma.
Oh!
Run.
It would seem that my time is at hand!
Mayor Tenma?
Counselor, there is a matter which I must testify. I recall it now only for your good graces.
Counselor? Oh, right, he must mean me. He finally remembered what happened before that blow to his head.
Bailiff, don't just stand there, seize him!
It's no good. I can't restrain him.
Me neither!
Ah, help us!
Know me and despair! For I am Tenma Taro, Demon Lord of the Yokai!
Mr. Justice, do something!
Since when am I responsible for the court security?
Apollo, this is our chance. We might get some new information out of him.
Your Honor, seeing as our client has something new to say, I believe due process demands that we hear him out, even if he is a yokai.
Sorry, I was taking a drink. When you put it that way... Still, I believe testimony by a yokai is unprecedented in the legal world.
Unprecedented in absurdity, more like.
Alright then, Mr. Damien Tenma, or should I say, Mr. Tenma Taro. Your testimony, please.
I shall now speak of the recollections most real, courtesy of my host Damien Tenma. Heed these words, mortals, for hear them but once you shall.
Tom, I have no Sprite.
Huh? Witness testimony. The ruler of demonkind. That's great.
Barely conscious was Damien there amidst the darkness. Suddenly, two yokai did appear. On one side, I, Tenma Taro, ruler of demonkind. And on the other, my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox.
So, is the defendant asserting that the room he was in was very dark at the time?
Strange as it may be, yes, indeed, all was in darkness.
And the part about Timotaro and the nine-tailed fox being there?
Yes, that too. Tenmataro towered overhead, and the nine-tailed fox glittered gold.
I call animal abuse, Your Honor!
It would seem the defendant's recollections are not to be trusted.
Yes, well, truth be told, my host's recollections are still a bit fuzzy. As if half-dreamt, that happening lingers in his mind.
Apollo, maybe I can help here.
Really? Oh, you mean...
Yeah, I can hear it, the discord in his heart. I can sense unusual emotion in the mayor's memory of the event.
Okay, I just hope our findings don't come back to haunt us. Again. It's all on you, Chief. I had to adapt really quick to that. That's fun.
Barely conscious was Damien there amid darkness. Suddenly, two yokai did appear. On one side, I, Tenmataro, ruler of demon kind. And on the other, my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox.
It sounds like the mayor saw the same thing as what's shown on the scroll.
What's with those tenmas and the yokai vision?
I think it's sweet how father and daughter can share something like that.
I don't think a shared nightmare really qualifies as sweet. And anyway, all I need to do is to point out an unnatural reaction, like last time.
Right, look for places where an emotion conflicts with the testimony. That conflict usually indicates a thought or emotion that's being suppressed.
Okay, is it this? Why is he surprised he's Tenmataro?
Well, he's
I don't think he's
surprised that
surprised
he
at
appeared.
Tenmataro, to be honest.
Yeah.
These are Damien's memories.
Yeah, Damien
still
pretending
echoing, by
to
the
be
way.
Tenmataro.
The spirit, I guess the spirit of Filch is with us.
Shit, I forgot to put the echo off, damn it.
It's fine.
If you go one to the left,
Oh, yeah.
right, sorry.
Yeah, he's suddenly happy.
Oh, the happy. Yeah, I did see the
about
happy.
his enemy
shit.
being there.
He's definitely happy to, you know, fight.
Got it!
Combat!
When the nine-tailed fox appeared, you not only experienced shock and sadness, but also something like joy as well.
Joy. Perhaps it was joy at the light coming to my eyes at long last. A long and terrible creaking did pierce the silence.
The door.
And then there was light. On reflection, it was a door that did produce that infernal racket.
A creaking door. Oh, you must be talking about the forbidden chamber door. It does make a lot of noise.
So this means the forbidden chamber really was opened. But what about the sudden light he described?
I think I know. He mentioned darkness and Tenmataro towering overhead. Maybe the mayor Maybe the mayor wasn't really in the fox chamber at the time of the crime. Mr. Mayor, did the darkness that you were Mr. Mayor, did the darkness that you were in happen to be here? It has to be. Take that!
Insane.
The forbidden chamber? Was it not the fox's chamber where the murder did occur?
Yes, but it all makes sense if you were in the forgotten chamber. That terrible creaking sound was probably the forbidden chamber's door opening. And that towering Tenmataro you saw? Most likely the Forbidden Chamber statue.
Why, yes, that would explain it. The darkness and the staff in the demon's grasp.
But even if that's all true, then what about the nine-tailed fox?
Maybe you were seeing things. Just like Jinxian and her imaginary yokai.
Fantastico, Apollo. It's entirely possible. In a groggy, dreamlike state, people can misremember things and events.
Misremember, you say? Let me think. I do believe I remember now. That was not the nine-tailed fox. It was the amazing Nine-Tails.
What? The amazing Ninetales?
At first, this is but a dream, I thought. Now, however, most clearly do I recall it. 'Twas the amazing Nine-Tails who did open the Forbidden Chamber's door.
I'm sorry I asked.
The amazing Nine-Tails? But that was the victim, Alderman Kyubi, right?
Yeah, why would he open the Forbidden Chamber? Wasn't he trying to keep it sealed with the mask? Fuck. Sorry.
Never mind that. This is completely new information.
Oh yeah, silly me.
Let me enter it and run an update.
Okay. Info update.
Amid the darkness, a mighty statue of Tenmataro loomed overhead. Suddenly the door did open, and a shaft of light did pierce the gloom.
Info update.
The amazing Nine-Tails had come to the rescue.
What do you suppose the amazing Nine-Tails was up to?
Good question. Could he have been trying to free the mayor from the Forbidden Chamber?
But why help an enemy like that? Wasn't he opposed to the mayor's merger plan?
Well, at least for now we know why the room suddenly lit up.
Must have been a huge relief to the mayor. I mean, just thinking about being trapped in the pitch black room freaks me out.
Is it on this? We have
Yeah,
sadness.
why is he scared or sad?
Yeah. Okay. Got it! When the amazing Nine-Tails opened the chamber, banishing the darkness within, you felt joy. But didn't you also feel shock and sadness?
Yes, in the hazy depths of my mind, I do recollect something of that nature. I believe it was the fiend's cape of red. For when I did behold it, a great wave of sadness inexplicably did wash over me.
420. A cape of red.
Apollo, we've reduced the noise level. Oh, but there's still a little left.
Miratemba, why were you sad when you saw the red cape?
Why indeed?
What could this mean?
I guess his memory is still a little spotty. I know, because his latest recollection contradicts the evidence.
Yeah, it's one of those contradictions that slaps you right across the face.
Something this obvious could arise. when someone is trying to force a fuzzy memory into a definitive shape, Apollo, I know what I have to do. You need to present evidence that contradicts the image that you see.
Oh, so it's basically the same as usual cross-examination process. Okay, time to review the evidence. Look out, contradiction, because here comes justice.
Barely conscious was Damien there in the forbidden chamber. Amidst the darkness, a mighty statue of Temataro loomed overhead. Suddenly, the door did open and a shaft of light did pierce the gloom. The amazing Ninetales had come to the rescue.
Is it slapping you yet?
Have a look at the picture of the amazing Ninetales.
Yeah.
What colour cape does he wear?
There's the slap.
I just can't see it from here. I have to lean in. There is no cape.
Well, there is, but it's.
He wears a cape of tails.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
it's
a
not
yeah.
red.
That's what I
Not
thought.
a cape of red.
Yeah, there's no yeah. There's no cape at all. Well, no cape at all, but the cape is yeah. I get what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Is this an objection? I don't want to. It's an
Oh,
objection, or
fancy
take that.
Yeah.
It's an objection. You said this amazing Ninetales cape was red. Are you sure about that?
Pug's face revolved. Yes. Well, I do believe it was a red cape I saw, but...
Meritemma. Does this cape look red to you?
Oh, that certainly does not look red. Not even a scarlet or crimson either. Nevertheless, upon my liberation, something red did fill my eyes as hazy as field of view. And I thought to myself, the amazing Ninetales is arrayed in a cape of red.
So, you must take that red something for his cape, huh?
Apparently so. And I remembering it now brings a great sadness upon me.
So the red something probably wasn't a cape after all. Maybe that great sadness he mentioned is what's interfering with his memory.
Well, he would have seen the fox chamber behind the amazing Ninetales. What red object could he have seen there that would be shocking? I know. Could it have been... Mr. Mayor, was the red thing you saw this?
My opinion on this, personally, yeah,
The
quite
crime.
possibly.
What, you think it's this?
Well, no, shitloads of blood, mate.
The blood, yeah. That's what I was thinking, because the blood appeared on the screen when he was talking about it. I don't think it... And also, if he's on the floor and the door opens, you are seeing the table covered in blood on the floor. It's the only thing that makes sense. Take that!
Cape of red, yeah.
Something red that could produce a deep sadness. Could it be, Mr. Timber, that what you saw was Alderman's blood?
Blood. Why, yes, it was blood. Ah! Ah! It's all coming back to me now. It wasn't a red cape that I saw. It was lying behind the amazing Ninetales, the alderman's bloody body.
Ah, there you go.
I love those images.
They're cool, yeah.
The spirit of Filch is with us.
His noise level is down to 0. I think he's remembered everything now.
Does this
Does
mean
that mean the
the
amazing?
Does that mean the Amazing Ninetales killed Alderman QB?
But the Alderman was the Amazing Ninetales, so how exactly would that work?
Hey, I asked you first.
Well, Mr. Justice, you sure know how to make a complicated matter even more complicated.
True, but at the time of the crime, our client was in the Forbidden Chamber. Moreover...
Silence! Hoy, don't you think this is strange? The little scamp has already confirmed her father to be in the Fox Chamber. But she said naught about seeing the Amazing Ninetales in there.
You just had to bring that up, didn't you? Athena, you okay?
Jinxie didn't see LaBelle there either. It's so weird. Who really was in that room then?
Would the defense care to share any theories with the court? Can you explain the inconsistency between the defendant's testimony and his daughter's?
Yes, I can. Yes, of course I can explain it. Because if I don't, we're in serious trouble!
Not with you more of your bluffs and fairy tales, I trust. Fair warning, Justice Dono. I shall have your head if you fail to explain this.
What about a good old-fashioned penalty? When I safe scum it. Take that, jerkface.
Disgusting.
Well, Mr. Justice, let's see if you have a head worth keeping on your shoulders.
First of all, Mr. LaBelle was definitely in the Fox Chamber when it was locked. We also know that Mayor Temba was in the Forbidden Chamber based on his testimony. These two facts are crucial to my explanation, so let us consider the following question. If the facts point to Florent LaBelle and the victim being there at the scene, why didn't Jinxie Temba see the victim and her father, Mayor Tenma?
A very good question indeed. And I suppose you have an answer for us?
Sadly, you would be supposedly wrong.
You think she could have mistaken LaBelle for the mayor?
Well, if she did, then the question is, why did she do that?
Well, about that explanation, Mr. Justice. I believe the time for questions is over. The defense asserts that Florent LaBelle was at the scene of the crime.
Are you okay, Your Honor? Is it time for lunch?
Yes. I was just having a yawn because I am getting rather sleepy. However, Jinxie Tenma has testified that she saw her father collapsed there.
Murder trials really bore me.
I'm so fucking tired. If she has, in fact, misremembered the event, what could have made her do so?
Time to blag it, I think.
She got the room mixed up. LaBelle was disguised as Tenma. Jinxie was confused. Wait, wouldn't it be Jinxie was confused because she didn't have the thingy on her head because of her problem?
No.
I mean, we don't know that, for one. We cannot confirm that in any way, shape, or form.
Well, it cannot be confirmed, but they did deduce that Jinxie cannot be sleepwalking because how can she defend her father
She can't
in
defend,
a sleepwalking
yeah.
state?
Yeah.
What was your question, Tom?
Echo.
The spirit of filch, once more.
God,
Turn your echo off.
it keeps turning on. God damn it. Wait, so
Um,
what was the question you were asking?
If she has in fact remembered the event, what could have made her do so? Well, I suggested that isn't it due to her sleepwalking because she didn't have the talismans on, but I don't think that's it because then that obviously makes
She
it
was
so.
speaking to her father.
Yeah.
Right.
She got the
I
room
mean-
mixed up. That can't be
We
right.
also have a suspect who can change his hair color like that.
Yeah.
Exactly. and we have
It's
proof
it.
of that, too.
It was only the top one or the middle one. I felt like it was the middle one, but I wasn't sure because he's dressed as
Do you want me
not...
to give a small hint?
No, I'm gonna go with this.
Okay.
I think we're right. Because we already know that he
Alright.
can be disguised as different people. I'm gonna go with LaBelle was disguised... I know LaBelle was disguised as Tenma. The figure Miss Tenma saw was not her father. It was Florent LaBelle disguised as Damien Tenma.
Silence! That is a complete impossibility. Their faces are utterly unalike. How could you explain that away with a mere disguise?
Yes, they both do have incredibly distinctive faces.
Maybe the disguise completely hid his face?
I think Jinxie would have mentioned if she couldn't see her father's face.
And if it was that sort of disguise, wouldn't she have removed it?
Oh, right.
Your sword is as dull as your mind, Justice Dono. Shall I show you what a truly sharp blade is capable of?
I think I'll pass. Ah! Ah! Oh, I'm gone. I'm dead.
He's fucking dead. Rest in peace.
Frida, help! Help!
Are you okay, Apollo?
No! I'm not fine, am I?
Well, now that we have that little fairy tale out of the way, your boldness, your verdict, if you will.
Mr. Justice, I believe it's time for a verdict if you have no further arguments.
What's even left for me to do?
Apollo, remember what Mr. Wright always says. When you're stuck in a tight spot, turn the case upside down.
Turn the case upside down. He does say that, doesn't he? But I don't quite see how it applies here. Still, never hurts to give it a try, I guess. Let's see. Rather than Jinxie didn't remove the disguise, maybe she couldn't remove it. Or rather than she didn't tell anyone about the disguise, maybe it was she couldn't talk about it.
A wrestler's mask is more precious than his own life. He'd never unmask himself in front of others. But there are matches where wrestlers battle for the right to remove each other's masks. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself.
There we go. And what about the fact that it was the amazing Ninetales who opened the door? A mask that cannot be removed in front of others? Can these facts turn things around? Ah! Ah! We got it all backwards!
Apollo?
I think we might have made a huge mistake.
Your boldness. I see no need to further indulge them in their silly little farce. The defense has no proof. They never did, and they never will.
Then it seems I must announce my verdict.
Objection! I do have proof!
Do you now?
Alright, but this better be good, Mr. Justice.
We could solve the remaining riddles by turning all our assumptions upside down. Why Jinxie Tenma mistook Mr. LaBelle for her father. Why she couldn't remove the costume or tell anyone about it in the first place. These riddles are inextricably linked to Mr. Mayor Tenma's secret identity. A shocking secret identity that will turn the entire premise of this case upside down. This piece of evidence clearly reveals Mayor Tenma's secret identity. Take that!
Ah! What absolute claptrap! Poppycock! Balderdash!
We thought that the Alderman was the amazing Nine-Tails Vale, and the Mayor was Tenma Taro. That's why we believe the Mayor was killed. That's why we believe the Mayor killed the Alderman in his lust for Nine-Tails Vale. And it was the basis of the prosecution's entire case against our client. However, we got the whole thing backwards. Mayor Tenma wasn't Tenma Taro at all. He was the amazing Nine-Tails!
What's this?
You best explain yourself, Justice Dono. And from where you derive such a far-fetched conclusion.
Jinxie, no doubt, knew the true identity of the amazing Nine-Tails, but she couldn't tell anyone, no matter what. That's why she didn't say it was the amazing Nine-Tails she saw passed out, even though, unbeknownst to her, it was really Florent LaBelle in disguise.
The accused and that deceitful dandy are utterly dissimilar in physical build and voice. The little scamp would have seen the difference.
Objection! Remember, Miss LaBelle had his very own brand of cosmetics. Why couldn't he fake a different build too? And anyone speaking through the mask would naturally sound different.
Silence. Why did she not simply pull the mask off?
Objection! A masked wrestler disguise is more precious than life itself. As a huge fan of the amazing Nine-Tails, she would never dare unmask him.
Ah! Ah!
This case, his mistaken identity also explains the riddle of the locked room.
Then by all means, Mr. Justice, answer it for us already.
First, Mr. LaBelle entered the room where the mayor and the alderman were talking. I suspect he brought him coffee laced with some sort of sedative. Once the alderman was out cold, that's when Mr. LaBelle killed him. Next, he took the mayor, who he had also drugged, into the Forbidden Chamber. Then, he returned to the Fox Chamber, slipped some of the mayor's spare clothes, and completed the disguise by donning the amazing Nine-Tails mask. With his entire charade in place, Mr. LaBelle then let out a scream. The scream that led Jinxie Tenma to the scene. You following me,
so
Athena?
then the person who said I killed Alderman QB was...
Yep, that was Florent LaBelle in disguise. The mayor never actually confessed.
Silence! This is no more than guesswork and speculation. Now stop your jabbering and...
Objection! No, you twisted samurai. This time, you stop your jabbering and let me finish making my case.
Ugh.
Once Mayor Tenma left the scene, Miss Tenma, Mayor LaBelle, still wearing the mayor's clothes and the mask, opened the Forbidden Chamber so he could drag the mayor back out into the Fox Chamber.
Oh, so the amazing Nine-Tails mayor saw was...
Right, it was Mr. LaBelle opening the Forbidden Chamber. The second Mr. LaBelle opened the door to the Forbidden Chamber, he happened to catch the thieving Mr. Filch by surprise. Startled, Mr. Filch and his Tenma Taro disguise ran as fast as he could away from the room. As he did, he left behind him a trail of feathers and tracks, and gave Miss Tenma the scare of her life in the hallway. With no one ever left to witness the events that occurred, Mr. LaBelle then proceeded to drag the sleeping mayor back into the fox chamber.
I see. Well, all that certainly does make sense.
Then, after dragging the mayor back into the fox chamber, Mr. LaBelle threw the mask out of the window and fled the room.
Silence. For this absurd theory to work, it requires that the defendant be the Amazing Ninetales. However, he was the one pushing for the municipal merger. That such an individual could possibly be the Amazing Ninetales is preposterous.
Objection! The mayor was blackmailed into pursuing with the merger. Miss Tenma's life would have been in danger if he had openly voiced his opinion. That's why he created a secret identity as the Amazing Ninetales.
Ugh, this is madness! No one could possibly hatch such an insane plot!
No one else except a killer as insane as this plot. And I'd say Florent LaBelle more than qualifies.
Foolish mortal! It is at your own peril that you forget who I am!
Mayor Tenma, it's okay now. Jinxie will be safe as soon as Mr. LaBelle is arrested. You are the Amazing Ninetales, aren't you?
I...
Hold it. You have quite the active imagination. Mayor Tenma is not the Amazing Ninetales.
Objection! What do you mean?
Well, has the mayor admitted to it yet?
But that's just...
And even if he did admit to such nonsense, I would reveal the truth behind Tenma Tower right here and now.
What?
Why, you would dare reveal this secret?
My good friend, the alderman, told me all about it. But it wouldn't be good to expose the truth, what with the superstitions, now would it?
The truth behind Tenma? What is he talking about?
So go ahead, say it. Say, I am the Amazing Ninetales. I dare you.
Objection! Wait! Will somebody please explain what's going on here?
Mayor Tenma will do anything to keep the truth behind Tenma Taro a secret. A dark, terrible truth that has been kept secret by the village superstitions.
And if the mayor admits to being the Amazing Ninetales, you'll expose the truth?
Right. I won't have him walking free because of some nonsense you made up.
So what now, Justice Dono? Without the mayor's admission, your theory is as useless as you are in battle.
I'll show you it's useless. Athena, are you okay?
Apollo, don't you dare give up now.
I know. Your Honor, I believe Mayor LaBelle's statements warrant a thorough cross-examination. After all, the true identity of the Amazing Ninetales is in the cornerstone of this case.
You do have a point there. Please answer this court, Mr. LaBelle. Is the defendant the Amazing Ninetales or not?
I just like to say I found it funny. He's been called Mayor LaBelle twice now.
Witness testimony. The Amazing Ninetales' true identity.
The Amazing Ninetales' true identity is not Mayor Tenma. The mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense, I will expose the truth behind Tenma Tower right here and now. And that would bring ruin upon Ninetails Vale, just as the superstitions say. Harry,
Talk about out of the pot and into the fire. At this rate, the mayor will be found guilty for sure.
Honestly speaking, if Mayor Damon Chammer is not the amazing Ninetails, I'm afraid I don't see how the defense has much of a case here.
and let's just leave it at that, shall we? We all know Alderman QB was the amazing Ninetails anyway. I mean, that's how Ninetails Vale made a comeback. The Alderman was so popular.
There's gotta be a hole in that testimony somewhere, but I don't even know where to start.
Since we don't have any proof that the mayor is the amazing Ninetails, then we'll just have to get him to admit it himself.
But if he admits it, LaBelle is going to expose the secret behind Temmataro. We're so close! I just know it!
The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Cross-examination. The amazing Ninetails' true identity.
Coco, is this the last cross-examination?
Yes.
Thought
I
so.
believe we're very close to the end.
I
Very
know,
close.
it feels it. Okay. The amazing Ninetails' true identity is not Mayor Tenma. Mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. If he did admit to such nonsense, it would expose the truth behind Temmatara right here and now. Hold it! And just how did you learn of the so-called truth behind Temmatara?
Alderman QB told me all about it. The secret of the Forbidden Chamber and the truth behind Temmataro.
Why would he share such secrets like that with you, Mr. LaBelle?
Because of the Alderman's wife. I was looking after her while she was hospitalized. He appreciated so much, he shared the secrets with me.
Wait, did he threaten the Alderman in addition to the mayor?
Don't tell me that's how he learned how to open the Forbidden Chamber.
Needless to say, I'm not above revealing the truth behind Temmataro.
That would be ruin upon Ninetails Vale, just as the superstitions say. Hold it! Do not gaze upon Temmataro. Do not tell others if you see him. Isn't that what the village superstitions say?
Exactly. Telling others what Temmataro looks like would reveal the truth. That's why the superstitions were written down in the first place.
And ruin coming from the village if you free him. Is that a warning not to expose the truth?
Bingo! And the truth is, Tenmataro is a great greed-inspiring fortune. That's why the whole battle over Ninetails Vale is all about.
Tenmataro is a great fortune. Come to think of it. Thinking back to
Can
what
you
Miss-
can you tell I was preparing for this? Only that is the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there.
Could Temmataro actually be the Forbidden Chamber treasure? Telling the villagers that Temmataro is a terrifying yokai is what scared them away from the Forbidden Chamber and the treasure within. That's how the treasure has been kept secret all this time.
Well. It seems our ace attorney here has uncovered the truth that must not be revealed.
He said the thing.
He said the name of a game.
Mayor Temma looks like he wants to keep the truth hidden as much as I do.
Tragedy is doomed to repeat itself as long as Tenmataru exists. That's why the secret must be protected.
As long as Tenmataru exists, huh? Mr. LaBelle, please add that statement to your testimony.
Do I need
You
to
wanna
read it
s-
You
again?
ready?
I already said it.
Yeah, oh, okay. Say it once more, I dare you. Go on.
Counting in.
Tragedy is doomed to repeat as long as Tenmataru exists.
Objection! I flicked
I-
the stick. I flicked the control stick of my other
Ain't
finger.
no
I'm-
fucking way.
I'm going.
Hey,
I object
what's
to
that?
you on personal grounds. The sole contradiction lies in what your faulty logic dreamt up just now.
I flicked my stick.
Objection overruled.
Holy
Did you
sh-
just present your attorney's badge? The defense will think. The defense will think twice before presenting his attorney's badge.
I'll have your balls for this.
It seems my left Joy-Con didn't particularly agree with my evidence. My God,
You,
that was
you did
amazing.
this- You did this after pulling off that fucking. You when you
Cocky
pulled out the
little
badge.
shit.
This is
Do I need to
very
say the
fun
line
right
again?
now.
do I need to say the line again?
Your Honor, I'm putting my left Joy-Con down. I'm blaming Nintendo. It was their fault, so I objection. Fuck. Mr. LaBelle. What if Tenmataro no longer existed? Revealing the truth would no longer be an issue, would it?
If Tenmataru no longer existed? What on earth are you talking about?
Oh, apparently you haven't heard. Tenmataru no longer exists. But I guess you didn't get to do a thorough search after the key was taken from you. Because when we searched the Forbidden Chamber, there wasn't any treasure there.
Really? Well, maybe you weren't looking in the right place.
Sorry, but I have proof that Tenmataro no longer exists. Take a look at this figure.
What do we have here? It looks like some sort of creature.
We found this in the Forbidden Chamber. It's an Azuki Kazono figure. The great thief Azuni Kozo used to leave them at the scene of his crimes.
Are you suggesting that the Tenmataru has been stolen?
Yup, Phileas Filch's grandfather, a master thief, was the culprit.
And by that hideous Veronic caretaker's grandfather, no less? You! No! But my beautiful golden Tenmataru was...
The greed inspired by Tenmataru can no longer bring ruin upon Nine-Tails Vale. Isn't that right, Mayor Tenma?
The root of tragedy would indeed seem to be gone. In fact, I now recall the alderman revealing the secret to me on the day of our meeting. He must have been speaking of Tenmataro. For he said to me the gold ingot was gone.
The gold ingot? You mean the treasure that is Tenmataro's true form?
Recall, if you will, the scroll in the Forbidden Chamber. Tenmataro is the yellowish object shown there. A giant gold ingot that my nomadic ancestors bestowed upon Nine-Tails Vale. In return for that gold my ancestors did receive from Nine-Tails Vale, land that would become Tenma Town.
but drive the villagers mad with greed did that great fortune. Bitter was their greed-fueled battle. It was as if they were possessed. My ancestors' gold became as a curse upon their village, a curse of ruin. Thus it was that the yokai Tenmataro came to be.
So, Tenmataro and the village superstitions were merely fairy tales to scare people away.
Fairy tale or not, Tenmataro made quite the mess of things.
Yes, indeed, for there is no greater monster than a mortal man's lust for gold.
Well, you know what they say, the love of money is the root of all evil.
My ancestors did bring a terrible thing here to Ninetails Vale. A thing so terrible that Tenmataro, a monster just as terrible, had to be created to keep it a secret. Yet we have naught but love for the little village to which we owe our very existence. Tenmatan would never seek to take over Ninetails Vale in a merger.
Oh my, that was quite a shocking lesson in history.
Mr. Mayor, now that we know Tenmataro no longer exists, are you ready to admit your secret? You are the amazing Ninetails, aren't you?
Hold it! No! Don't do it! Please, no!
Be gone, you demented demon!
Oh!
Now, where was I? The Golden Lord of Yokai, the amazing Ninetails, is indeed me.
And that means... Jinxie!
Yes?
The man wearing the mayor's clothes, who you saw collapsed in the fox chamber, was he wearing the amazing Ninetails mask?
Uh-huh. That's what made me think it was Papa. He said he was going to reveal his secret identity to Alderman Kirby that day, so it really wasn't Papa I saw there, was it?
It was Florent's idea from the start. He advised me to reveal my secret identity to the Alderman.
Yeesh! Rube Goldberg machines have less elaborate setups than LaBelle's scheme.
You may rest easy now, little Jinxie. That monster's deception is through.
The true facts behind this case have finally come to light. Murtemma did not kill Alderman Cuby, but Florent LaBelle did!
How dare you, peasant! No!
Silence! Justice Tunnel. You should at least have a real blade in your hands if you desire to cross swords with me. Or have you mistaken this battlefield for a training ground?
What's guy want now?
Evidence is like a razor-sharp blade that cuts through bone as though it were butter. But you have only blind guesses, a dull blade incapable of cutting even cake.
He has you there, Mr. Justice. After all, evidence is everything in a court of law.
But...
They're right. Let's see some evidence. Of course, a perfect being like me wouldn't leave any incriminating evidence behind.
This is the final battle. Just as a samurai must live and die by the sword. You will live or die by the evidence you hold. My swift blade of judgment awaits. Now, present your conclusive evidence, or don't you have any?
Oh, crud. Do I have anything conclusive? Of course I do. Evidence. Oh, I have evidence.
You do?
Of course. It's just the conclusive evidence we need too. I'm going to finally prove Mayor Tenma's innocent. Here comes justice! Oh, what the fuck? Let's review the facts. Holy shit. The most damning evidence against Mayor was the crime scene itself. The mayor and the victim were the only two people found in the room. Also, we all thought the alderman was killed because he was the Amazing Ninetails. But as we know now, of course, we were way off. The Amazing Ninetails was really Mayor Damien Tenma. That's why his daughter Jinxie saw the Amazing Ninetails collapsed at the scene. She mistook him for her father. Those are the facts as we have revealed. However, Mr. LaBelle asserts that he did not leave any evidence at the scene of the crime, but he did not say anything about evidence outside the crime scene. Maybe he isn't as clever as he thinks he is. Does any of the evidence found outside the crime scene prove any clues?
Does it?
Think very hard about this.
The Amazing Ninetails mask was found outside at the river, remember?
With what inside?
The lock of hair.
What color was it?
Not white. It was... No, it was white, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because yes. Oh, I know. The Amazing Ninetails' mask. It was found washed up along the river. What sort of clue does that mask hold? Holy shit, this is fucking high. And what about the hair left in the mask? Who does it belong to? It belongs to Rex QB. The hair in the mask belonged to the alderman. So, the true identity of the Amazing Ninetails is the alderman? No. Of course it isn't. What am I thinking? Someone had been wearing that mask at the crime scene. That's what we should focus on. Let's think about that again. Oh, so who does it belong to? Ah, you got me. Fuck you. That's good.
I mean,
good.
it wasn't gonna be him anyway.
Yeah. The white hair is LaBelle's. Alright. That hair is Florent LaBelle's. Yes. Now that's what I call conclusive evidence.
Funniest zoom out ever.
Well, Mr. Oh. I got excited.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you have any conclusive evidence to present to this court?
Of course I do. Observe this mask, if you will.
The mask? How is that conclusive evidence?
It's not the mask itself, but the white hair inside it. We originally thought it belonged to Alderman Rex QB.
Yes, but the Amazing Ninetails, as we now know, is Mayor Tenma, so...
That is correct. But the question is, whose hair could this be? And the answer to that is the last person to have worn it before it was discarded. That would be you, Mr. Florent LaBelle.
What are you talking about? I never had hideous white hair like that.
Silence.
It would appear your coup de grace failed to hit its mark. This freakish fop is not the white-haired type, because he's busy being one ludicrously garish color or another.
Objection! Objection! No, Prosecutor Blackwell. It's you who has made a fatal error.
What?
Remember where this mask was found? It washed up on the side of the river. With that in mind, this last piece of evidence will solve all the remaining riddles. Take that!
That's...
What is that?
This is Mirabelle's own private brand of hair color. It washes out just
Mirabelle?
with just water. Oh. This coat will also recall that the amazing Ninetales mask washed up alongside of the river with white hair inside it.
Ugh! What's this? Are you saying that preening peacock's hair color is...
That's exactly what I'm saying. Mr. LaBelle's hair curler is a freakish work of fiction. But thanks to that river flowing through the Ninetales Vale, we now have a real-life expose. The white hair in this mask is a conclusive evidence proving you are the real killer. A DNA test is all we need to prove it, and we both know we'll get a match. Admit it, Florent LaBelle. You were the one who killed Alderman Rex Cuby.
You peasant! How dare you! You profane my beauty! I'm gonna exterminate you! And the government! No, my makeup!
Terrifying.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hello, this is LaBelle. What? The project is off? This is LaBelle. The sponsors have pulled out. LaBelle speaking. I'm fired. You mean I'm no longer the Mayor Tenma's aide? Hello, this is LaBelle. What? There's a stratospheric damages claim against me. $100 million. I'm finished. Washed up. Stick a fork at me. I'm done.
This is preposterous. Simon Blackwell, defeated.
Order! Order! Order in the court! Well, this is quite the unexpected outcome. I must hand it to you, Mr. Justice. You've really turned this case on its head, just like that other lawyer, Phoenix Wright.
Wait, that was a compliment, right?
Prosecutor Blackwell, what have you done with Florent LaBelle?
The defaced man has withered like a flower without water. One of the officers is currently tending to him with a sprinkler.
Wouldn't that just wash even more of his makeup off?
Allow me to explain the actions of the guilty party in detail. The motive, of course, was to steal the gold ingot known as Tenmataro. However, few are allowed into the manor due to its cultural ties to the Ninetales Vale. LaBelle set in motion plans to gain access to the manor and the gold within via the merger. But the efforts of the amazing Ninetales saw those plans come to a halt. And thus, LaBelle murdered the alderman and attempted to pin the blame on Mayor Tenma.
I see. But what I still can't comprehend is why he would go after the gold in the first place. Mr. LaBelle doesn't look like someone who is in need of financial aid.
LaBelle hid his past well, much like he hid his beauty with makeup. He's mired in debt. Debt due to pouring money into a brand only he could love.
Yeah.
Which is why he sought the gold with such veracity.
So good. Too bad for him. Someone else had gotten it first anyway.
I see. Very well then. I believe it's time I declare the verdict. This court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Not-
in 3, 2, 1.
Not
Not guilty!
Guilty! Make them go.
Standing.
Court is adjourned.
Whew. Athena, help me with these things.
April 19th, 1:23 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3.
I have no spray.
Oh god.
Go Phoenix!
Oh my god.
I'm here. Ugh. That was some seriously good lawyering, Apollo. That's a weird word. Even I didn't see that coming. I just got lucky, I guess. You banished Tenma Taro from Ninetales Vale like you were some kind of exorcist.
There's still one thing I don't understand. How come Mr. LaBelle didn't kill Mayor Tenma too? He could have set it up so that the mayor murdered the alderman, then died from a counterattack. That would have removed at least one possible fly from the ointment.
I was wondering about that too, but I have a hunch Mr. LaBelle is biding his time. He was planning on exposing the amazing Ninetales' true identity himself. Huh? But why? Because the mayor was the amazing Ninetales. Had LaBelle succeeded in framing Mayor Tenma for the alderman's murder, the wrestler's popularity would have plummeted once his identity was revealed. Oh, I get it. If the amazing Ninetales was just killed, he'd die a hero. But if he was proved a villain, his fans would abandon him, making the merger that much easier. Right. Then, when the merger was complete and everything cooled down, he'd be able to search for the Forbidden Chamber at his leisure.
What an insanely intricate plot.
Ha 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 ha! A most excellent job clearing my name. A feat worthy of the Demon Lord's approval.
Why are you acting like Tenma Taro again?
Let this be of no concern to you.
How could it not concern me?
Tenma Taro, be gone!
Ah!
Oh, that's not me.
Jinxie, seems like ages since I've laid eyes on you.
Papa, you're finally back.
Yes, it would seem Tenma Taro is no match for you.
I'm not scared of that silly yokai anymore.
Your father's a free man now, Jinxie. Isn't that great?
Thank you for all you've done. Seeing you guys in action, it made me feel like I don't have to be afraid anymore.
Cute. Wait, is Jinxie actually smiling?
This is all thanks to you two. Too bad the amazing Ninetales will have to retire, though.
Aw, how come?
Once everyone hears I'm the amazing Ninetales, my fan base will nosedive. After all, I'm not the most popular of people, another reason for my secret identity. I don't see how I could possibly continue.
I think you've misjudged yourself. Take a look outside.
Say, now that you mention it, what's all that noise out there?
A big crowd gathered outside the courthouse once the news broke. Seems they really want to get a glimpse of the Mayor Damien Tenma, the man behind the mask. And to root for your return. to the wrestling ring.
Woo! I love the Amazing Nightmare. Woo!
Oh, so my ass, Timmy.
Rooting for me. But I thought I was nothing more than a malefactor in their eyes.
The only one who really matters is Jinxie. Show her how cool you really are.
Yeah, you're the coolest when you're out there fighting in the ring, Papa.
Jinxie.
Here, I think you'll be... Fuck. Here, I think you'll be needing this.
Please, the attorney badge.
Present the attorney badge?
No,
I'm not gonna
don't.
do it.
You can't redo it if you give the wrong
Yeah,
thing.
don't.
Yeah, this is one of those.
Funny.
Yeah, I guess we just need to present that.
Mm-hmm.
Take that!
Thank you. Now, if you would excuse me.
Hmm?
I don't want to keep my fans waiting!
Oh, cool. Oh, that's actually sick. Oh my god. This is awesome.
Ninetales Vale forever!
That's actually awesome.
I sure hope they can settle the problems between Tenma Town and Ninetales Vale.
Me too. I'm sure they'll be fine. After all, the blackmailer killer is behind bars, and the merger's no longer an issue. Plus, the amazing Ninetales is obviously still a hit, and I suspect Ninetales Vale will be too. And it's all because we believed in our client, just like you said.
Okay, people. Now that we've got that one in the bag, let's go get something to eat. I'm starving.
Sounds good. I've been so nervous I haven't eaten since yesterday. That's almost true. This time I didn't tell the chat or my cast. I got him.
Better
keep your
keep
belly
eating,
full.
Apollo. Or you might have to start looking up at me.
Huh? I'm definitely past my growth phase, and if you should be about past yours too.
Are you kidding me? I'm just getting started. Ready or not, it's face stuffing time.
Keep eating like that, and the only direction you'll grow is sideways.
Very funny. But I've got a hollow leg. I can eat as much as I want without gaining an ounce.
Really? Wow, I can't wait to see this.
Calories? Ha! Just let them try and stick on me.
Alright already, you two. Let's get going before the old man closes shop. Eldune's Noodles! Eldune's Noodles isn't an all-night stand, you know. I'm with Mr. Right. Let's go.
I've been waiting to have a bowl from there ever since Mr. Wright told me about them. Well, what are we waiting for?
The noodles are on me today, so I expect some serious eating from you two.
Yay, thanks, boss. I won't let you down.
Athena has no idea what she's getting into. Mr. Eldune's noodles are so hot and salty. 2 bowls will kill a man. Apollo Justice reference.
That was our first case together, and it felt like nothing could bring us down after that. The dark age of the law seemed so distant, so irrelevant to our small, cozy office. But little did I know that it had been lurking all along, right there behind us. The first time it made itself known was during the murder at Themis Legal Academy. That case would mark the twilight before the dark, cold night that was to come.
The monstrous turnabout. End.
Yay!
We did it, guys!
Hell
Next
yeah.
time on Ace Attorney.